Hey guys, hey, this is a follow-up video to the review I did on the Big Horn Pellet Grill. I want to thank everybody that subscribed and started following this. This is kind of a little overdue. A bunch of you guys have been asking if I could kind of let you know how things have been going with it. I'm going to try to do a cook today as well. Going to do a rack of St. Louis cut ribs. Not gonna do a whole instructional on the cooking, but more I want to do a follow-up on things I've learned with this pellet grill. One of the things I love is this rack, how it folds away nice and easy. I think they've got the Pit Boss pretty well beat on that. It's a nice little add-on. Other than that, cooks pretty well. Haven't had any real issues with the temperature. Arrangement seems to be pretty accurate for the most part. You've got this little smoke knob here where you can choose, I think, between 1 and 7. The higher the smoke knob, the more smoke it's supposed to give, but the higher variation you get in temperature. So I try to keep mine about right in the middle. It seems to do a pretty good job. So as far as maintenance, this is dirty right now. I'm getting ready to clean it, but I wanted to show you guys. Grates are pretty easy to clean. They're porcelain coated. I don't scrub mine with a wire brush because I like the porcelain coating. So I take them off and use a scrub brush on them. Keeps them pretty nice. Pop these out of here. Even though this bottom tray was really heavy gauge stainless, I put the aluminum foil on there anyways, just to keep the cleanup nice and easy. So it feels up pretty good. So as you can see, I had a couple leakers in there along the way. I'll throw that away. But anyways, I normally pull this all the way out of here, get everything cleaned up. I'll put new paper on that. New foil. So anyways, here's how she looks after it's been running a while. There's the flame shield. You can see a lot of dust down in here from the burnt pellets. That's pretty normal, no big deal. One of the things I want to encourage you to do, and it depends on how long your cooks are, you'll want to get in here and vacuum all that out there. I just use an old crappy shop vac, suck it out. This is the most important part. This is just, not that big a deal, but it's kind of nice to clean up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, vacuum all this. You can see there's tons in there. What happens is that soot starts to build up in there, and I had an issue where I did a bunch of short cooks and it started building up because of the starting and stopping, and then it wasn't able to get the fire going as much as it needed to. I was losing the airflow and the stoke on it from the air. And what happened was it kept pumping too many of these pellets in there because it thought it needed to keep adding fuel. And what happened, I ended up with a big fire, and it was sort of like a runaway temp once it kind of caught. So get this thing cleaned out before you start using it. It's a good thing to do. I think this last cook I did was probably 2-3 hours. It was something small. I can't even remember what I did. But so normally you could probably get away with a couple of those. I know when I did some bacon a few times in a row where there were only like 45-minute cooks, it seemed to sort of build up quite a bit. So you want to clean that out a little more often. But there's no problem. You could do an 8, 9, 10-hour cook and not worry about it, but then you'll want to clean it out afterwards. So the next thing I'll do, once I vacuum this all out, get that clean, I'll throw a couple pellets in there just to kind of around the little heating element, and so it's got a little quicker way to start, so it doesn't have to wait for the auger to kind of fill everything in there. So yeah, I don't know, so far, man, I like it. It's pretty good. I'll come back here in a second and show you what she looks like after it's all swept out. Alright, so I got everything cleaned up. Grates are all clean. Rewrapped the drip tray. Kind of swept off the heat deflector a little bit. But here's what everything looks like inside now. Again, this thing doesn't need to be squeaky clean. But what you want to do is get down inside of there and get all that crud off the inside, all that ash. And I swept out some of the pre-burnt ones, so I'm going to refill. Grab a little handful here. Drop a few. Oh wait, hey, yeah, one more thing. See how far that heating element is out now, and see how far it was out. I actually had to pull that back out. Somehow it got knocked in there, maybe from me sweeping it out from before. So it probably wasn't heating that well last time I used it. So keep an eye on that thing too. I just reached in there with my fingers and pulled it out. So yep. So kind of put a little handful of them in there, kind of get this thing rolling. And a couple extra. There we go. So that'll be good enough to get it rolling. Let's see. Heat shield back. Thing set up. Kind of tough to do this with the hand, but everything's set back down. There we go. Try to make sure the gap is as even as possible between the rear and the front back up in here, so you get good airflow around there. So, yep, there she is. Grates thrown back in. Sorry about the camera work. I probably should get a tripod for you guys if I'm ever going to do this again. But yeah, there we go. So all nice and clean and ready to go. So first things first, when you fire this thing up, you want to turn it on smoke. Well, it'd help if I plugged it in, huh? Sorry about that. Alright, so first things first, you want to hit this thing on smoke. Let it do its thing for a little bit till you hear this flame come on. One time I was in a big hurry, fired it up, turned it clear up to 225 and just kind of ran with it. It seemed like it dumped way too many pellets in there off the get-go while I was trying to get fired up, so it didn't seem to work too well. So follow the directions, kids. Let it run on smoke for a while, let it do its thing, and be ready to go. So I guess I'll keep doing this video once I throw some ribs on there, and see how it goes. All right, appreciate it. Oh yeah, one other thing I just noticed, look at this little guy hanging around. I think he's going to be ready to get off there in about a couple minutes. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Oh, he gone. Alright. Alright, one other quick thing. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's already starting to smoke. So, that's it. You can't really see it on the... Oh, there you go. You can see it. It's actually smoking a lot faster than it did the last time I fired it up, and I tell you what, it's probably because that heating element was only pulled out about yay far, so it's doing a much better job now. You can hear the little pellets dropping in, so what you'll want to do, it'll get up, it'll start smoking real hard at first, and then all of a sudden you'll see the flame kick in, and you'll hear it. It'll sound like a little bit of a jet engine, so that way you'll know it's burning good, and then you can start cranking the heat up to where you need it to be. So there she goes. I don't think it matters if you leave it open or closed to start with. I pretty much leave it closed, other than this. Not super happy about this gauge. It takes on water. Seems like it took on water at one point. It's dry right now because I've got a cover for it. And, you know, I see a lot of leaking on the around the edges, but I think that's pretty normal. You can see it really gets to smoking when it first lights up, but that's all right. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see it. So yeah, a couple seconds here, you'll hear it firing up, you'll hear the noise change, and then it's time to let it warm up. All right, so she's rolling. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear that, but the noise changed quite a bit, so it's got a nice little flame burning down in there. Doing work. So crank this thing up to where it's supposed to be. Put it on 225. I'm gonna check the, okay, I got it on, see it says P7. That's all the way up on the smoke, so I'm gonna dial that back down. I'm gonna put that on 5. Seems to monitor, seems to maintain heat way more evenly, so. All right, ready to roll. All right, so we're all set. Got the ribs ready to go, did a St. Louis cut, took all the trimmings, rolled them out. I'm gonna throw them up above. One of the things I haven't really used yet, and I'm kind of excited to, is the upper racks. There's actually 2 of them that go up there, and it'll slide out. If, you know, it lifts up and slides out, so kind of nice. Yeah, I'm digging it. So I'll put all those up here, put the rack of ribs down below, and I think everything's gonna be good. See if I can do this one-handed. Yeah, mess up my rub. Look at that. Doggone it. Alright, jacked up my rub a little bit. That's alright. We're going to throw these bad boys up in here. I took some cooking oil, or cooking spray, and give this thing a spray, so it'll be good to go. Maybe these will be done a little early. I can have a snack for the other ones done. So, alright. Temp came a little high, but that's normal. Should stabilize and rock and roll. All right, we're at the 2-hour mark. I've been spritzing about every 30-45 minutes or so. I got about half and half kids' apple juice and water. Don't like using too much apple juice, too much sugar in it. Hurts the smoke, but I don't know, everybody's got their own way. I'm not saying my way's the right way, but anywho, so we're gonna give her another spritz here. Sitting in about 2 hours. Starting to look good. Haven't quite got a lot of color in it yet, but you can see it's starting to come around. So, give you a little spray. Check if I get about another 30 minutes. I don't know if I'll go 3 hours or not. We'll see. Alright, so my trimmings seem to be a little more done right now. We're at about the 2.5 hour mark, so I'm kind of winging this. So, you know, I'm sure maybe some of you guys know better than me, but ribs aren't quite ready to wrap yet, so I'm going to throw these in that pan and cover them up, and maybe I'll have me a little snack before the ribs are done. So how about that? All right, so butter, brown sugar. I'm gonna cover it up. I'm out of apple juice, so my kid's gonna lose her juice thing. I don't know if this is great or not, but I'm gonna throw a little of this in there for some extra fluid, a little extra stuff. It'd be all good. There we go. Get those all covered up here. Get them back on. So while we're waiting, show you my stick burner. This is my baby. I built that. Used to be an old paint cabinet. Double wall line. Works great in the winter. I love burning sticks. But boy, when you got a lot to do, like yard work, that thing is nice. But anyways, here she goes. Burner box. Showing some wear and tear. Got a little burner down in there. Just cut a hole down. I probably can't see nothing. But anywho, here's the, sorry about the camera work again. Here she is. I need to clean it out a little bit better, but yeah. Got some shelves that slide out. Water tray if you want to use water. There's a 4th shelf that goes in there, but yeah, works good. Like I said, it's double wall thick, so boy, it holds the heat nice. Anyways, yep, but that's easy. All right then, looks like I found a tripod, so ta-da. So here we go. Just gonna do, ribs are done, we're at the 3 hour mark. not done, but you know, we're at 3 hours. They're gonna pretty much took as much smoke as they're gonna get. So I'm gonna wrap them up, brown sugar, butter, like a lot of people do. Nothing special. Yeah, we're getting there. Pretty good. Ooh, they're hot. Probably should put some gloves on, but there we go. Some more pats of butter. My wife threw out my spray butter, so I don't mind that stuff either. Run them high here because they'll ride down their rib. Meat down, of course. That's what a lot of people do. There we go. Used to wrapping up baby bags. St. Louis cuts are a little bigger. Alright, back on. Alright, so it's been about half an hour since I wrapped the ribs, probably an hour since I put those the cut-offs or tips or whatever you want to call them up in the pan here. Let them simmer out. We're gonna, ooh, hot. Look at there. Pretty solid stuff, I hope. Again, it's the first time I ever done these, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna glaze these bad boys because I'm starving. Them ribs got a while to go. This is a sauce I made. I got the recipe from that Malcolm Reed, How to Barbecue Right. Good man, good podcast or YouTube series. So, yep, we're gonna base these bad boys up nice. Let them caramelize up. I'm gonna eat them. More of a Kansas City sauce. Calls it his comp sauce. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a Kansas City exactly, but it's got a vinegar base to it. Some sweetness, some hot. Good sauce. Honestly, I'm really high on this sauce right now. Oh, sorry, my daughter's driving by with her little Power Wheels. Yeah, I'm liking this sauce right now. Honestly, I've been having too much big commercial sauce, and looking forward to this. So, and I made it. All right, leave these on there for a little bit. Pull them off and eat. All right, I'm too hungry. I can't wait anymore. Look at there. I hope they're all right. Got about another hour wrapped on them ribs, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if you can see the grates, spraying them with cooking oil makes all the difference. This came out pretty good. Well, whatever you want to call them, cut-offs. Probably should have pulled them a little bit earlier. Earlier than, I think I pulled them at 2.5 hours. Probably should have pulled them at 1.5 hours and then wrapped them up around then, maybe 2 hours tops. But anyways, on to the next. Ribs are still going. Still got an hour to go with them wrapped. I'm gonna throw in some beans, baked beans in a cast iron. Gonna get a little smoke on them. This ain't nothing but Bush's baked beans and with some bacon in it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna throw a little barbecue sauce in there on top of it, but other than that, we're gonna see how this works out. Oop. Side note, after I got done putting the barbecue sauce in there, slide this in there and mix it up, and I noticed, I'm just about maxing out the weight capacity of that upper griddle, so I'm gonna slide it off to the side over here, get a little more on that end. So, yep, all good though. All right, about an hour and a half in there to check these ribs. Looking pretty good. Starting to get that. Starting to get tender. Let's check them real quick with a toothpick here. Yeah, getting there. I think these are going to need the full 2 hour. Wrap back over here. Back in there. Beans a stir. Looking good. Alright, let's get these suckers back out. Got the insulated gloves on this time. Trying to be smart, I suppose. Alright. Ribs. Oh, sprung a leak. That's alright. Getting some good tearaway. I think we're in good shape. Look at there. Look at them ribs. Nice little pull back on the bone. Get rid of this au jus. Beans a little quick stir. Alright, so beans are about done. Sauced up the ribs a little bit. Let them ride. Wife's getting hungry. I don't think I'm gonna let these things go too much longer, so a couple minutes to get that all tacked up and we're ready to roll. So finishing up here. So tell you what, beans were probably on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours ish. Probably would have let them go a little bit longer than that. Maybe 3 hours. I'm gonna get beans separate. So, anyways, ribs are pretty good. Probably leave them on a little longer, but Mama's hungry, so what am I going to do about that? So, let's get the bad boys off here. Here's the final product. So, hey, cleanup's not too bad with all this. Like I said, everything peels off now, so I'm pretty happy with this Big Horn. I know there's a lot more expensive ones out there. There's probably better ones out there, but for the price, can't beat it, man. There is a cover that I use during the winter time. Works pretty good. Got that from Grill King. Other than that, take care of your stuff. It'll last a long time. Beat the crap out of it, and you'll be buying new ones. Appreciate it, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks. Bye.